Alright, so we're starting chapter 5, and chapter 5 is talking about activity-based costing. And so that's just a fancy way of trying to figure out when we have indirect cost and we want to allocate those to a product or a department, what is the most efficient and accurate way of doing that? And so what we want to do is we want to look at what cost we have and what really makes that cost go up. So in this first problem we're going to do in 5-19, we're going to look in the accounts receivable department. And so their costs are going to be indirect to either the department or the product. And we want to figure out, hey, what is causing their cost to go up? So in this problem they have $500,000 worth of cost. And so in the accounts receivable department, most likely the cost is wages. It's people, and so it's the time that they're putting in. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the department and we're going to identify the activities that they do that they cause them to put in time. So in this situation we have 3 activities. We have a manual processing of invoices, we have electronic processing of invoices, and maintaining the customer file. And so the department has a total of $500,000 in cost, and they put in about 10,000 hours. And they have 6 employees that do that. So in the very first part, in part A, it says, what is the capacity cost driver for the accounts receivable department? So that's simple. We just take our total cost and divide that by the total hours. So it costs us $50 for every hour that we put in. So in part B, we're going to look at the Division 1, which has 1,000 small to medium-sized customers who annually generate about $10 million in sales, resulting in 4,000 invoices. And all of these customers pay their invoices manually. So what's the activity-based cost related to Division 1? So we're going to have the 2 activities that they're going to do. They're going to process invoices and they're going to maintain their customer file. And it says that they generate roughly 4,000 invoices. And if we go over here to our table, it says that it takes, since they're doing them all manually, it takes them 1 hour to process these. So the total processing time is going to be the 4,000 times our hour, so 4,000 hours of processing. Then the next activity is maintaining the customer file. And so it says that they have 1,000 customers, and it takes a half an hour per customer. So we just multiply those through. And so it takes 500 hours maintaining the customer file. So that's going to be 4,500 hours. We already figured out our capacity cost rate of $50. So if we multiply those, that's $225,000. So what's that saying? Out of all of the costs that the department incurs, which is $500,000, we would allocate $225,000 to Division 1 based on their activity. So in Part C, we look at the second division, and so they have 200 large customers who annually generate a total of $10 million in sales. So they generate the same amount of sales as the first division, but they only do it in 400 invoices, and all these customers pay their invoices electronically. So what's the activity-based cost for Division 2's customers? So in this case, it says that they generate 400 invoices, and since they're all electronic, they only do it and 1/10 of an hour. So that means their total processing is 40 hours. And so the second activity is maintaining the customer file. And so it says that they have 200 customers, and maintaining the customer file is a half hour. So multiply that out. And so they spend 100 hours maintaining the file. So we've got a total of 140 hours. Add in our capacity cost rate of 50. So that would mean that out of that $500,000 in total cost, we would only allocate $7,000 to Division 2. And so if you look at this, and so we have Division 1 and Division 2, they both generate $10 million in sales, but their costs are drastically different. So we definitely wouldn't want to allocate costs based on the total revenue that they produce. Otherwise, we would be saying that Division 2 costs way more than it actually does. And so by going through here and identifying what the actual costs are, we're able to understand how profitable each division is, much more easily. And so if we go down to Part D, we're going to go back to Division 1, and it says that, hey, half of those customers are going to change their method from manual to electronic. How many hours of accounts receivable labor will it require for the 1,000 customers, 2,000 manual invoices, 2,000 electronic invoices? How much will Division 1 be charged for the accounts receivable function? Will Zeta's cost decrease because of the shift of 50% to electronic invoicing? So, okay. Alright, so processing, and so we can do this two ways. Let's just do it in one batch. So they still do 4,000 total invoices, but now the time to do that is going to be half at an hour and half at 1/10 of an hour. So since it's equal, split down the middle, we can just do an average of 1 hour and 1/10 of an hour. So that means the average time for invoice is now 0.55 hours. So we multiply that out to be 2,200. Maintain the customer file, still 1,000 customers, still a half hour each. So now what happened, by those customers changing from manual to electronic, we would save 1,800 hours. And since if they said they had 10,000 hours, 6 employees, that means the capacity per employee was 1,600, and we just say 1,800, we could actually decrease the number of employees. We could go down to actually 5 employees. So it asks us, hey, by having the customer switch to electronic, would the total cost to Zeta actually decrease? And yeah, they probably would, because we wouldn't need as many employees to do so. So I guess that's why, when you go to pay your electric bill or pay the cable bill, how why they always push you to do electronically instead of check, because it's going to save them a lot of money to do so.